معانا النهاردة سال Salsabeel Amin from Sal. So we're going to talk lighting النهاردة. So it's going to be very exciting إن شاء الله. كل سنة وانتم طيبين. Hi cult. طيب هشوف بقى لو سلسبيل دخلت معانا عشان ندخلها. Yep, she is live. هندخلها معانا. يا رب كلكم تبقوا بخير. اهلا وسهلا.
Hey, hi Farah.
اهلا سلسبيل، عامله ايه؟
I'm good. How are you?
الحمد لله كله تمام. متحمسه ان انتي معانا النهارده لايف.
I'm really excited to be here.
ايه الاخبار؟
I'm good. I'm
كله
good. How are
كويس؟
you? All is good.
طبعا يعني مفيش جديد قوي. يعني
Same
الواحد
old. Every day is the
بيتفسح في
same.
البيت. الواحد بيحاول يتفسح في البيت شويه. بيحاول يطبخ اطباق جديده على الفطار.
You're
او
cooking.
مش انا يعني اللي بطبخ بس.
You're helping to serve في الآخر.
exactly. بشرف على الموضوع. انتي اخبار؟ بس عايزه اتاكد من اللي سامعيننا. شايفانا كويس؟ سامعيننا كويس؟ كله تمام؟ ينفع لو حد بس كده يدينا كده thumbs up انه الصوت كويس والصوره. انتي اخبارك ايه يا سلسبيل؟ how are you spending your day كده؟
It's busy actually. It's very very busy. I thought quarantine هنبقى أفضل من كده بس I have so much piled up work I'm trying to finish. It's been really busy and I've been working on the operation side of things, which is really good. عارفة throughout the year you're not able to like be more efficient and look at the things you're not able to.
صح.
It's a really good chance actually to look into the business side and the operation and all that.
طيب حلو جد. يعني الواحد دايما يحاول كده to look on the bright side ويشوف ازاي يبقى productive يعني as much as possible.
It's a really good time I think. أنا لغاية دلوقتي I'm really busy and I've been بالعكس it's a good time actually to design كمان. There aren't too many distractions. ما فيش حاجات كتيرة قوي مطلوبة منك. It's a really good time to take things off your list and to actually focus on the design process شوية and you're thinking دايما you're always distracted بالذات هنا you're distracted with production and so many things. It's a good chance actually to work on this.
صحيح. حلو. أنا I see people are still joining فممكن نستنى كده يعني دقيقة ولا حاجة عقبال ما إيه.
Sure.
طيب حلو. إحنا we're very excited عامة إن إحنا بقى يعني we get inspired النهاردة.
Me too. I hope so. I hope I inspire you.
أنا يعني personally يعني film my design إحنا متابعين شغلك بقالنا فترة طويلة and your work is extremely unique, very inspiring.
It means a lot.
فحابين بقى إيه إن إحنا نديك deeper بقى للprocess work. يعني إحنا دايما في film my design بنحاول نسلط الضوء على ال design process.
Yes.
يعني
yes.
I think this is the value behind each product.
Exactly. The story.
مش قوي الفاينل برودكت but what actually leads to that end product.
بالظبط. And I actually I'm really happy I'm here today and I really want to thank you because احنا اصلا في الوقت العادي we never got the chance to know مثلا the designers behind the scenes, get to know about their process, يعني get to know them in a more personal way. يعني في الوقت العادي we never got the chance to. يعني بجد what you're doing يعني أنا بالنسبة لي I got to learn about so many designers كأني قاعدة معاهم.
طب حلو.
I'm really happy about the live talks you're doing.
I'm really glad to hear. Thank you. طيب خلينا نبتدي ممكن.
Sure.
احنا ممكن ايه نبتدي كده ب introductions let's say. نحب نعرف انتي درستي ايه قبل طبعا ما ندخل بقى في تفاصيل سال و your design process. نبدأ بالفاونديشن. تكلمينا كده اكتر عن your background, your studies in the lead up to you establishing Sal studio.
Okay. Okay, that's a long story.
Yeah.
Let's
وحابه معلش in particular انا عارفه ان انت دارسه architecture، فحابه اعرف اكتر ايه سبب الكارير شيفت من architecture to product design, more specifically lighting design. فممكن نتكلم اكتر برضه عن الموضوع ده. اتفضلي.
Yes. فزي ما انتي قلتي انا my background was in architecture هنا in AUC. I studied here. And I don't regret it at all. Unlike other people, so a lot of people, they graduate and they regret it. But I actually relate a lot to it. And architecture, it opened my mind to so many creative fields. And throughout my study, it made me learn a lot about myself and my creative process. فمثلا ممكن يبقى عندنا section طويل 2 متر وتلاقيني انا I'm focused على الاوضه اللي اخر السكشن خالص near the window and how the chair is facing the window and how the pendant is coming from the double height. So I quickly got to realize ان انا لا انا I focus best in the smaller scale of things. So I learned a lot actually from architecture. I graduated and I started working in a lighting design company. Here in Egypt. It was a Lebanese design company, and the lighting, not in terms of they weren't producing lighting, they weren't manufacturing, but they were designing lighting for spaces. They designed the lux level or the lighting for a space. For example, if you get مثلا a jewelry store as a project, you get to do the lux calculations, what kind of lighting you need to put, the scenes, the level of lighting. The specs من حاجة للتانية were varying. مثلا if you're lighting the diamonds, you have to light them with certain specs إنه the clarity of it, the color render index of it, it has to show with its it has to be a pure light غير طبعا اللايتنج اللي هتحطيه في السبيس نفسه. This it helped me a lot with the technical side of lighting. I got to know a lot about its technicalities يعني. And the head office in Beirut was amazing. يعني هناك they're one of the tycoons in the industry. They always used to back us up with technical side. يعني. After that, I worked a little bit in interior design and a little bit in visual merchandising. And then I felt like I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't satisfied like in a creative way. I felt like I wanted to channel all my creative energy in a more tangible way. You get what I mean? I wanted to start producing. I wanted to start working with my hands. And that was a skill I didn't have. I started looking for master's programs abroad. And I found the master's program in London, in Kingston. It was called the Design of Product and Space. And what was really interesting about the program.
اسم ايه البروجرام تاني يا سلسبيل؟ ينفع تعيديه تاني؟
It was called the Design of Product and Space.
Design of Product and Space.
It sounds معقد. عارفة لما تيجي space بقى people start visualizing rockets وحاجات كده. No, spatial design يعني.
Interesting.
It was an interdisciplinary program. It was how to design products that impact the space around you. That was one thing. And the thing that I really appreciated about the program that it was a complete hands-on approach, completely. But they had a major facility. Also, their facilities, I think, is one of the largest in Europe. They had a really big facility where you were required initially to express all your creative ideas through making. Hatta their slogan was thinking through making. It was exactly what I wanted, and I was really excited about it. But after I started, I was shocked. I was really intimidating. لأنه the workshop هناك was massive, and I was exposed to like massive machine. I want to share with you something actually. I want to share with you the feeling I got لما دخلت الworkshop هناك.
أيوة.
I want to share a picture, Sanya. I can't find the screen share.
هتلاقي انت شايفه عندك زي
You can't see the box.
a smiley face thing.
Yes. That's one.
يعني شوفي يعني دوسي عليه وشوفي بقى.
لا smiley face ده effect.
لا مش هتدوسي على اللي هو السمايلي فيس، لا اللي جنبيه فيه زي سكوير كده. مش
No,
شايفة سكوير جنب
no.
ال.
جنبي عندي اللي هو الارrows.
اوكي اوكي الفليب كاميرا.
Yeah.
اوكي interesting. اصلي ظاهر عندي ف
Maybe
اوكي.
my
ممكن،
Instagram is not updated مثلا.
مش عارفة، ممكن مثلا عندك على اللابتوب تحبي تورينا مثلا على اللابتوب
Yes.
الصور
Okay. Okay.
اوكي let's do
Yes.
that.
Hold on. Okay. Okay. I'll share this with you so you get to just see. I'm showing the feeling I got once I entered. ده كان منظر الوركشوب.
ينفع
Okay.
تقلبي التليفون يبقى بورتريت؟ ايوه كده احسن
Yeah.
بكتير. اوه واو.
بس it was another world بالنسبة لي. It was really intimidating. Everyone was يعني لما تدخلي الوركشوب كل واحد شغال، كل واحد عارف بيعمل ايه. ثانية واحدة. God. Anyway.
عادي عادي. Take
Yeah.
your time.
ف the workshop هناك عندك كل
واو.
كمية all the stations. كان عندك الwood work station، الميتال station، الceramic station، البلاستر station، المولدing stations. يعني it was out of this world بالنسبة لي. ف I started I started realizing that I started to do personal projects for myself. Hold on. I'll just show you a little bit of the process I was there. I started creating personal projects for myself عشان I wanted to use the workshop and we had to deliver upon that. يعني حتى if you talk to a professor وجيتي توري له تتكلمي بس يعني يقول لك لا خلاص الكلام I need to see the product itself. يعني they were very
اشتغلي
strict
مش
about
عايزين نسمع حاجة.
والله they were very strict about seeing the outcome through your actual making process.
حلو.
I started doing lots of personal projects for myself. وحتى I started to challenge myself إن أنا كل يوم لازم أبقى مخرجة a new product just so that I'm able to work more and more in the workshop and get the hook of things يعني. Until by time I mastered my skills يعني هناك.
حلو
and
قوي.
I became very confident with my making skills. ثانية واحدة خليني أرجع تاني.
اوكي.
Yeah.
ممكن تنزلي الكاميرا او التليفون شويه بحيث انه وشك بس كده احسن. كده احسن شويه. كده احسن. دلوقتي we can see your full face.
Yeah.
ايوه كده احسن بكتير. Yeah. Thank you.
Hold on, I'll be with you.
حلو. لا عجبني وبرافو عليكي ان انتي صورتي يعني وثقتي ال يعني شغلك في الورك شوب وكده.
ما you had to.
ايوه
you had to. فزي
مهم
ما بقول لك I started practicing a lot لغاية ما it became يعني لغاية ما I mastered it and لغاية ما I was confident with my skills and it became something that I was addicted to بعد كده. ما بقتش عارفة create anything غير لما أنزل وأعمل prototypes and then you get to learn a new detail فتنزلي تعمليها and then you want to perfect it and then you want to do another one the next day and then you're happier that you did it better. it turned يعني it was a game changer. It was a game changer بالنسبة لي and until this day يعني I can't stress on how much يعني working with your hands is a vital process in the design process. يعني it's really 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 important and it helped me out throughout لغاية النهاردة يعني. And طبعا it's a very empowering tool. يعني it's a very empowering tool to be able to acquire something like that.
Yeah.
I started so I worked connect كتير قوي in the workshop and زي ما قلت لك it was an interdisciplinary course. I focused more طبعا on the product side since my background was already in architecture. You had the option to take it to the product the product or the spatial side.
Okay.
I specialized that in the product side more and I made all my experimentations on lighting products and my research on lighting products. This is where I started to specialize more in lighting until I eventually came back and I established Sal, which is we design and we manufacture products here in Cairo.
Amazing. Great foundation يعني. a great start to your creative journey نقدر نقول.
I learned a lot. You can't imagine. I learned a lot from the making, and I learned a lot from the exposure هناك. It
Yeah.
was there are no words to express the exposure with the skills you learned by working with your hands are
Yeah.
uncountable يعني.
Yeah. هل انت تنصحي يا سلسبيل الديزاينرز let's say انه هم يعملوا ماسترز عامة هل ده هيفيدهم فعلا جامد في شغلهم قدام especially if they want to start studio their own studio أو كده؟
Very much very much. بس طبعا كل واحد ليه الكيس بتاعته يعني. أكتر حاجة I think is common in everyone who travels برا is the exposure. There's so much to learn مش من الجامعة. by being exposed through so many things through exhibitions. تشوفي artist ده عمل ايه, designer ده عمل ايه, ده بيفكر ازاي, الناس اللي معاكي بتفكر ازاي, الناس اللي معاكي من all around the world. how each has their own way of thinking and how يعني it's يعني it opens up your mind completely. in that sense طبعا and in الحاجات الباقية I can't be general about it عشان it depends if the program has the skills you actually want to acquire or not يعني. But definitely if you're working with your hands I didn't find anything here خالص. يعني after I graduated it was one of the greatest challenges to actually find somewhere to work with my hands or to continue after graduating from London يعني.
أيوة. طيب ايه اللي خلاكي بقى تعملي سال؟ ليه هل ده it was always a dream that you had ان انت you have your own studio ولا لندن غيرتك؟
لا
حصل كده shift in vision مثلا. What was the motive ان انت you establish your own studio?
I worked يعني بعد ما اتخرجت I worked في companies كتير. And then it's not easy. يعني anyone who works in a company knows it's not easy to break out of the cycle and start your own thing. ففجأة ولما حسيت إن أنا no I want to break out, I want to go and learn something new. حسيت after I graduated this is the time. مش هقدر أدخل تاني في اللوب إن أنا I work in a certain company and then بقى I get dragged into so many things. I wanted to start and executing everything I had in mind.
Okay.
it just felt like the time يعني.
اوكي طيب ايه نقدر نقول ال key values behind SAL او نقدر نقول what shapes SAL.
And did you mean to ask me why I came back? Well, why I started my studio here?
لا why you started your studio.
Not why I came
اللي
back.
خلاكي اللي خلاكي يعني تبتدي your own studio.
Yes.
بس انا دلوقتي سؤالي ايه what are your key values يعني نقدر نقول what directs your work ايه principle اللي فعلا shapes your work.
Okay. After I came back أول حاجة I wanted to share with you why I came back and why I wanted to continue working here.
Okay.
After I learned everything and I learned working with my hands a lot, I felt I wanted to apply everything I learned in the craft scene هنا.
تمام.
And I felt it was such I felt the craft scene في مصر عندنا a tremendous amount of crafts and a tremendous amount of craftsmanship that are all their potential is lost and the skill is lost and the craft itself is dying. I felt it was such a shame in why all this potential is not utilized. And the reason behind it, Anna, in my opinion, is that what the outcome of the crafts is sort of obsolete in my perception. يعني what the outcome بتاعهم or products اللي هم بيعملوها are not relevant to our modern day.
تمام.
They're not needed in our modern day, so they end up dying, even though the craft itself is much needed. I felt the responsibility of and حسيت إنه design should intervene and make this connection, and it's the responsibility to actually keep this craft going. Design has this responsibility. I started feeling إنه لا, this is why I wanted to use the craftsmanship here, establish the studio, and start creating the lighting products I wanted to do. I started doing that. I started with my ore collection. I'll flip the camera to show you pictures.
Go ahead.
In the beginning, I was prototyping a lot, and I was really interested in the marble and the glass crafts هنا في مصر, and دي لقيتها من أكتر الحاجات الموجودة في مصر, أكتر الكرافتس الموجودة, I wanted to shed light on that. I prototyped a lot, and then I realized that no, I wanted to shred everything out. I wanted to subtract everything out and just focus on the craft itself and the beauty of the material itself.
تمام.
Show the images of the. Yeah.
Amazing.
I was زي ما قلت لك, I focused on just doing simple geometric figures. I didn't want to intervene in the craft itself. I just wanted it to speak for itself. I wanted the glass يبان the beauty of it, the marble يبان the beauty of it, and I wanted to prove a point إن إحنا بالcraftsmanship اللي عندنا لا نقدر نطلع حاجة minimal, نقدر نطلع حاجة the contemporary feel that we wanted to achieve. Even though it's challenging, إن أنت تطلعي a minimal thing بالcraftsmanship اللي هنا. فزي ما انتي شايفة, they were pure geometric objects, and I just wanted to shed light on the craft itself يعني.
أيوه. لا beautiful work, beautiful. الحاجة اللي فعلا بالنسبة لي أنا it stands out قوي في شغلك يا سلسبيل materiality.
Yeah.
You appreciate materiality. ده أنا فعلا حاساه جدا في شغلك. هل ده أنت بتحسي it's one of your key values مثلا behind that?
I have several actually.
بس اعدلي الكاميرا علشان نشوفك كويس. احنا شايفين نص وشك.
Okay. Yeah.
أيوه كده عظيم.
طبعا materiality is one of the very essential things in my process. Sometimes لدرجة إنه when I get inspired by material ممكن هي to dictate the whole process. يعني I find the material very inspiring, it dictates everything. I have an example. I was exhibiting in Dubai, and I met this Kuwaiti designer, Kauthar Safar. And I saw her. She had those bowls.
Wow. أنا عارفة شغلها.
You know,
عارفاها.
those are dual casts. She casts different metals مع بعض. She casts copper, brass, and zinc together, and she has this beautiful material. Automatically كده I got really inspired, and we both felt like we wanted to collaborate, and we worked remotely. هي من الكويت وأنا من مصر, we were exchanging. أنا كنت بعمل بقى glass blowing وهي بتعمل الميتال cast, and we actually launched a collection together, and we exhibited the next year in London. I can even show you a little bit of the work we did together. Yeah. So these are her bowls, and then this is a close-up للmaterial نفسها. Can you see how they're action of the metals مع بعض, the copper and the brass and the cracking and the casting. Sorry, let me remove this. And then this is another shot of this was the oyster. It was a wall light.
It's beautiful.
And we created a whole collection. We did different casts of them. So one of them we were inspired by casting it into a rock, and then another one was more into an oyster. And it was those natural elements we wanted to cast the material in there.
Beautiful.
This was one of the masterpieces of it.
حلوة قوي. يعني انا بجد بحب جدا the fact ان انتي بتجربي و you're exploring كده different materials مع بعض.
It's يعني to me it's this leaving it أصلا to يعني experimenting and leaving things to this serendipity is يعني بتطلعي most of the يعني الحاجات اللي بتيجي بصدفة دي are the most genuine in my opinion and the most creative. You never know. You just keep on and process is actually one of my very key values. I keep on
ايوه
experimenting so much. I keep on always having. I have a tremendous amount of prototypes that are unfinished. يعني anyone who comes into my studio, طب دي مش عاملاها ليه؟ ودي مش عاملاها ليه؟ Why didn't you use this object? والرخامة دي بتعمل ايه؟ والروck دي بتعمل ايه؟ ف
ايوه
they just lay there and by time you يعني كل حاجة بتيجي في وقتها يعني.
صحيح صحيح. That's
And
really great. في حاجة كمان تحبي توريها لنا some other process
I'll
work
show you. I
أو
really wanted to have this conversation in the studio so I
أيوه.
can show you a bit of the process.
معلش بقى الكرفيو بقى.
I know.
معلش.
I'm trying to show you. Yeah. So this is يعني this is like our material library. ف
ده الاستوديو بتاعك؟
yes.
Okay.
ف we keep on experimenting يعني with we research and we keep on doing lots of prototypes and we fiddle around with so many things and some of them are left on the shelf, some of them you use, and then some of them unexpectedly بتطلعيهم تستخدميهم.
أيوه.
This is to me it's very important. عشان كده it's important to have your own space to experiment. It's important to have your workshop. It's important يبقى دايما ايدك شغالة على الحاجة and you're always producing يعني.
تماما.
Um,
That's amazing.
yes, I'm back.
طيب حابة أسألك يا سلسبيل how do you personally define lighting design؟ بس نشوفك.
Yes. I'm adjusting that.
نزلي الكاميرا بس كده سنة عشان
Okay. I hope الموبايل ما يقعش. أنا خايفة I'm tilting it.
بس ما نشوفش نص وشك. حابة أعرف how أنتي كسلسبيل يعني how do you define lighting design? What is it to you? What is lighting design to you? لأن أنا بحس إنه في ساعات ممكن يبقى misconception أو في بيبقى الناس بتفتكر lighting design بيبقى product بتحطي عليه لمبة. فبحس in your work بتبيني so many different possibilities beyond التفكير ده. يعني بحس ان انت برضو you're raising awareness on what lighting design could be.
Yes. To me يعني when I'm producing lighting يعني lighting to me I'm able to express my take in so many things. I'm able to express my take in the design, in the material, in the craftsmanship, in the technique. كل الحاجات دي I'm able to في الآخر channel it in the lighting products I do at the end. And why I really love lighting is because it's connected with so many things. It's interdisciplinary between product and between the space because the lighting is one of the very few things you produce that actually has a direct impact on the space you're in. يعني unlike مثلا when you produce a كرسي حاجة تانية. To me, lighting is something that's alive and it's very dynamic and it keeps on changing. And طول ما you work with it, you keep on learning more and more about it. And it's very mysterious يعني بالنسبة لي. I keep on learning so much about it the more I experiment. And زي ما انتي قلتي we have a very big misconception هنا انه any مثلا cool object هتحطي عليها لمبة وهتبقى a lighting product. And this طبعا to me is not correct خالص عشان it is a lot more complicated than that, a lot more sophisticated عن كده. And I can show you like some examples of what I have. So مثلا if you want to light something that is frosted, it's going to be completely what you want to light something that is sort of clear, and it will be completely different than if you want to light a marble نفسها or if you want to مثلا light something that's completely opaque. This is a conversation ما بين the lighting itself and the product and the material. ما ينفعش بس أي حاجة تحط لها light source فتبقى a lighting product. No, it has يعني you have to look into the material, how the material responds to the light, and the light is the soul of the whole product.
صحيح.
It should be the thing that guides the whole process. مش العكس. يعني we're not supposed to impose the light on the object. And actually this is nothing. يعني people spend a lifetime experimenting with light and trying to know the dimensions of it, and it's يعني it's something big يعني.
yeah. في material لسه you haven't explored yet حابة تستخدميه in your products?
A lot. I have a lot on
Name a few. Name a few.
I have a lot. I never there's a material called jasmonite. It's sort of some kind of plaster كده, and you mold it and you create so many shapes with it. دي I never got. يعني أنا وأنا بسافر من لندن سمعت عنها وما لحقتش to get it. So this is one thing. I want to experiment with the silica. I want to experiment. No, there's so many things. I want to experiment with lots of castings. I want to experiment with certain types of concrete. I'm always working with metals currently, and in my new collection I worked on a lot of different tinted finishes on metals and oxides and patinas. So there's a lot there's a lot to explore. Yeah,
really great. في حاجة أنا بحبها قوي in terms of your values هي الديالوج ما بين الاندستريال أو البرودكت ديزاين والcraftsmanship. فحابة نتكلم في الموضوع ده أكتر، وحابة كمان إن إحنا نتكلم على الصعوبات اللي أنت بتواجهيها في لو في الكوميونيكيشن ما بينك أنت كديزاينر والكرافتسمان إن أنت بتشتغلي معاهم.
Yes. This is a major thing يعني. يعني okay, I want to explain it well. Yes.
Take your time.
It's really big. Okay.
بس عايزين نشوفك يعني حاولي تظبطي الكاميرا. عايزين يعني take your time براحتك بس نشوفك.
Okay.
أيوة كده perfect. Yeah.
Okay. After I worked on the first collection, the whole collection, I learned a lot from the production of it. I learned that the process بتاعنا is very much impacted by the context you're in, and you are actually a product of your surrounding من غير ما تحسي. I learned إن أنا basically I want to do an industrial finish product. بس بستخدم الريسورسز اللي عندي اللي هي craftsmanship الcrafts hand. This started creating a dialogue بقى between product design and the craftsmanship. And this is something this dialogue is often too much tension. And this dialogue is a lot of tension at times. ليه؟ لأنه product design is it's an engineering يعني it's حاجة هندسية. And its approach is very different عن الapproach بتاع a craftsman. His approach is more free, it's more artistic. Joining them together is very challenging and also very beautiful. يعني as an example الراجل الحرفي اللي بيعمل النحاس his interest أو what he's used to his craft إن هو إزاي يزخرف النحاس. His interest is not إن هو يطلع لك زي دي حتتين that are typical with the same diameter عشان حاجة تانية تركب فيها من تحت. This is not his interest and this is very foreign to him. This is where the challenge starts happening, but also this is where the beauty starts happening, because at the end you come up with something different and you come up with a product that looks fine, yet it's still connected to your culture, still connected to your craft, and it still has the touch and his print on it يعني.
صحيح.
And that honestly I started seeing when I started hearing the reviews of people when I was exhibiting abroad. يعني, do you remember? I'll show you a picture of the. شايفة الإزاز هنا؟
ايوه
شايفة this is hand painted. يعني شايفة the strokes here.
انا شايفه traces of البينتينج او الستروكس. صح.
Yes, exactly. when I was exhibiting في نيويورك لقيت راجل يقول لي this is so beautiful. He relates to it so much. أنا مش قصدي أمدح في الشغل. أنا I'm just saying what he's saying.
لا مفهوم مفهوم.
He was saying I relate to it so much, and at the same time يعني I feel like it has this different feel than the other contemporary products. He was like, the hand painted I can see the strokes, but he made me أنا أصلا love the hand strokes أكتر, and I originally did. ف يعني the product في الآخر turns out to be this blend يعني ما بين the product design world and the crafts world يعني.
Amazing, truly inspiring. بجد it's very inspiring يا سلسبيل. يعني I can see the passion and effort that goes into your work. Truly.
It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. It's actually it's not easy, you know. It's not easy. The production scene, the craftsmen هنا كمان they're not really oriented to what you're trying to do, but it's really worth it to see the outcome at the end. And it's worth it يعني. It's worth it.
طيب احنا فاضل لنا كده 20 minutes. ممكن ناخد أسئلة دلوقتي، فلو أي حد عنده أسئلة يبعت لنا. احنا كنا حاطين زي ال question sticker على الستوريز قبل اللايف سيشن، فهطلع كده شوية أسئلة كانت بعتوا. اوكي، في سؤال where can we find your products?
My products so far they're in Lego in all their showrooms.
Okay.
And in Maison 69.
Okay.
And in Mobica. And very soon, inshallah, within a month, I'll be launching the online shop on the website. So hopefully you can find it as well. Yeah.
إن شاء الله. best of luck.
Thank you.
سؤال تاني، عندك showroom?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
But I'd love to, but it's not currently I'm focusing on the new collection. I'm focusing a lot on the technology of light itself. I'm trying to introduce so many technologies in it, and I'm collaborating with other factories, and I'm trying to get the knowledge of منهم to enhance the lighting itself in the product. I'm more focused on that. I'm energy big.
Okay. Speaking of collaboration, هل أنتِ open إن أنتِ تشتغلي مع other designers؟
Yes. Of course.
Yeah. طب نعمل إيه؟ لو عايزين نشتغل معاكي نعمل إيه؟
Call me, email.
Your number is on your website?
Yes. And the email, I check it completely. So just reach out and I'll reach out to you. Don't worry.
Excellent. Okay. طيب, next question. Was Sal's first sale easy or did it take some time?
No, alhamdulillah, it was كان في قبول. That was really good in the beginning. And things grew. يعني طبعا في الأول it wasn't زي دلوقتي. Things بالعكس, the sales grow and your exposure grows and people want it more. So, and I get the comment that sometimes they feel the product is sort of timeless. So this makes me very, very happy when I hear it. I didn't comprehend it myself when I was designing it, but it really, really means a lot to me when I hear it. يعني.
ده حقيقي جدا.
Thank you. Because it's really, I really, in my process, I'm always getting things من زمان and trying to integrate it with something in our modern day. When I hear that it's timeless, بحس إنه the message وصلت شوية in the subtle things I do in the process.
أيوة. طب أنتِ كمصممة يعني so involved في ال creative process وال creative direction, let's say, اتعلمتي ازاي البيزنس سايد اوف سال الفاينانشالز بقى وهاو تو سيل برودكتس والكلام ده كله،
I learned
الكلام
it the hard way.
المعقد.
I learned it the hard way. لا, I learn as I go. I learn as I go. I try to be attentive لكل ال aspects, the business side, and يعني I'm handling a lot of it, which so I'm handling a lot of it, فأنا واعية باللي بيحصل. بس طبعا this doesn't mean that it's the right thing يعني it's the right thing to do. بالعكس, someone else should be focusing on these things. And دي خبرة حد تاني, مش مفروض الديزاينر هو اللي يبقى مسؤول عن الحاجات دي. يعني your mind gets so consumed وما بتعرفيش تركزي تاني on design process. فأنا كديزاينر يعني I have an overview of العالم ده. بس I'm good at it. لا, I just learn as I go. Sometimes I learn the very hard way يعني.
Yeah. طب انت ما عندكيش حد on the team يعني هو يعني who would be able يعني هيعرف يفيدك في الموضوع ده او يساعد في الجزئية دي؟ ولا انت حاسة this is something that you can يعني still wrap your head around?
No, not at all. Not at all. بالعكس, أنا يعني في الأول طبعا when I started I felt like I'm in control وأقدر أهندل ده وده. And then طبعا things get out of hand, and بالعكس أنا I'm actually looking for someone who can handle the operations side of things, the business side of things, because I've been delayed. I've been delayed in my creative process. I've been delayed in launching my new collection, and this is all because of handling production and handling operations and things like that. So بالعكس, it's important for me to find someone who can handle operations and the business side of things. Yes, completely.
طب يا جماعة اللي سمعنا أي حد يعرف حد يسبورت سلسبيل في الموضوع ده يبعت لها على الموبايل أو على الإيميل. طيب ناخد سؤال تاني. Okay. What is your best references or sources that you recommend to use in lighting design?
لا, ما فيش sources معينة. I just follow a lot of designers and I follow a lot of blogs, and I tend to try not to miss any exhibitions على قد ما أقدر يعني. London Design Week, I just love going and seeing what's happening, the new materials and the new designers. بس lighting بالضبط يعني I look up to a few lighting designers. مثلا زي Ingo Moore, I love his work. He passed away last year, but I love his work, and he's just out of this world, and the way he thinks, and it's just غير معتاد. It's something, it's not a typical lighting firm what he has. And a lot more طبعا, there are a lot more people I reference.
Great. اوكي, نشوف أسئلة تانية. هو نفس السؤال. Who are your lighting design idols?
Ingo Moore, ممكن مين تاني, دافيدي جروبي, apparatus. يعني كل واحد بحب حاجة معينة in their work يعني. Lee Broom in England, Pia Slab في بيروت. يعني ده كده on the top of my يعني on the top of my mind. I'm very inspired actually by the design scene في بيروت.
Really? يعني أنا كنت لسه أسألك how do you inspire yourself? هل أنت بتشوفي شغل ناس تانية you get inspired, ولا بتقري مثلا أو بتتفرجي على documentaries معينة أو؟
That's very true. I watch a lot of documentaries. I follow the work of a lot of people. I'm connected with a lot of designers. I like to share our processes together. And I'm very inspired by I can get inspired by anything, and I can get inspired by the material. I can get inspired by مثلا a process عايزة أجربه. I don't care الماتيريال إيه, أفضل أجربه لغاية ما أوصل لحاجة. I can sometimes get inspired by nature. So يعني there's no
مش
specific
حاجة
way.
معينة.
يعني ساعات اصلا بس بتشوفي تركيبة حاجات على بعض and then you automatically feel ايه ده، لا I can take this and start working on it and اطلع light effect منها عامل ازاي and all that يعني.
Yeah. Amazing. طيب في سؤال هنا من Colt. Hi Lab 59.
Hi.
Colt, when you create a product, do you always know what type and intensity of lighting to use with it, or do you leave that up to the consumer?
لا. Recently طبعا بدأت زي ما أقول لك أبقى focused more on the lighting effect. I started إن أنا أبتدي أصلا ب what kind of lighting effect I want to produce and what components I need to achieve this. إيه الماتيريال اللي تحقق لي إيه الماتيريال اللي أقدر أستخدمها كمان مع اللايتنج ده عشان يحقق لي اللي أنا عايزاه. I actually have something I can show you. It's part of the new collection, but I'm happy to show you now. Where is it?
في حد بيناديكي الصلصة. عاجبني الدلع ده.
That's my mom.
Oh.
I didn't notice. أي حد من العيلة، أي حد عرفني من teenage years دلوقتي صلصة. أي حد عرفني من kindergarten هيقول لي بيلا. فعارفة I know who's calling me from the nicknames.
That's cute.
Okay, I'm getting there. I'm just هطلع لك
لا sure. جماعة احنا فاضل لنا 10 minutes، فلو أي حد عنده أسئلة يبعت لنا.
Okay, I'm just putting them together.
sure. حابة برضو كفولو اب كده question بتاع to cult question. هل انت بتفكري قدام ان انت تعملي installations out of the product?
Yes. It's been on the back of my mind for so long. Okay. And I can't wait till the time comes where I do something like that. طبعا انا اصلا
بصي بقى انت و cult studio لازم
Yes,
تتكلموا.
I know Sarah Shannon.
لازم تتكلموا.
I know her.
لو مش تتكلموا مع بعض لازم تتكلموا.
I love her and I love her work. I love her work. Okay. Yes, sorry. I ثانية واحدة خليكي معايا.
No, it's okay.
I turned out I copied the wrong picture.
No, it's okay. أنا ممكن بقى يعني I explore. You got it?
Yes. I got it.
لا أصل موضوع الانستلاtions it's really fascinating يعني.
It is.
It's a different experience برضو يعني you see light differently I think.
Installations in generally they have a much bigger impact on you عن أكيد a product يعني the quantity and how it's magnified and how you're most probably inside the installation طبعا it يعني بت impact you بطريقة مختلفة خالص. Okay, I found the pictures.
يلا بينا.
Okay. Okay. So this is one of the new products. The question was إنه do I actually بحط في اعتباري the light and the light intensity of the product before I design ولا لا. Lately I've been very attentive to أصلا ال light effect اللي أنا عايزة أخلقه الأول. Here I was inspired to create an indirect light and I wanted to bounce all over the space. So I used a soft brass hammering and I started developing my own projector with a certain LED technology طبعا عشان تبقى مثلا strong enough انها تخبط فوق توزع بالظبط على قد الطبق نفسه ما تبقاش مثلا خارجة فوق الطبق and then it starts to reflect the soft hammering أصلا the hammering of the craftsman all over the room. excuse طبعا those images, they're just in the prototype phase, but it just elaborates on the idea of the process I used lately ان انا ازاي accurate الحاجة بقيتها على اللايت effect اللي انا عايزة اخلقه at the end. Of course طبعا it's a plus when you're able to have the user be able يبقى مثلا هو control the light more. It's always a plus إنه يبقى he is able to dim it يعليه يوطيه يخلي البروجيكتور بدل ما هو مثلا خابط فوق ينزل فيبقى direct light ما يبقاش بس الهامرينج effect ده موجود.
Yeah.
And I want to show you برضو يعني the LED technology دلوقتي it really enables you to do so much if you put it into consideration انت the light source في الأول before يعني هو light source هو اللي dictates your process. فمثلا I'll show you something. This is a very very thin LED. It's like as thin as a spaghetti.
Wow.
قصدي it's there and the light it emits is beautiful. I wish I had best something to light it up now. But there are tremendous possibilities when you actually يعني when the LED technology دلوقتي makes you offers you a lot يعني ده اللي أنا كنت بوريهولك في الصورة. This projector we designed everything in it. We designed the light source. We designed the lens that you should use to give you the proper effect. حتى المسمار اللي ماسك في الرod يعني you built everything to في الآخر they connect together يعني. You can use like various amounts of diffusers, different lenses. Those chips are really small كمان. They can give you like endless possibilities in what you're working. There are power LEDs. They're really tiny. And you can مثلا make your pendants go a lot slimmer now when you use this kind of technology. You can have a pendant that's as slick طبعا as maybe 1.5 centimeters or so. I'm using batteries كمان. I want to start doing integrating batteries to do the outdoor collection. And it might look ugly, but it's like a touch mechanism, and you can use it to light up to make your products outdoor. يعني.
طب سلسبيل behind the scenes of lighting أو يعني مش عارفة engineering of how light works. دي حاجة دي اتعلمتيها ازاي يعني through experience ولا كان في course يعني as part of the master's program that offered you that knowledge ولا؟
بصي أنا this is exactly what I meant.
The science behind the lighting. How did you?
This is exactly what I meant when I told you it's something that's really big and you can't get your head wrapped around it. But أنا زي ما قلت لك when I worked in this lighting company, I learned a lot about the basis of the technicalities. I learned a lot light sources ايه يعني ايه السبيكس بتاعت كل حاجة وتستخدمي ايه فين and all that. And then it was more of experimentations and tools I got. So I have like this white room where I start putting the lights and I prototype in it واشوف الeffect عامل ازاي. And is the light distributed as well as I want to. I have the lux meter. Very very simple tools. And then طبعا بلجأ lighting LED factories هنا في مصر. I go to them and they help me a lot more. They help me a lot more with the technicalities and with the components, and sometimes they're able to produce things that are custom. يعني they produce the specs you need بالضبط عشان for the product. It's more about you gain it from من الريسورسز اللي قصادي. فمينلي أنا دلوقتي it's like my own effort and طبعا يعني collaborating مع الفاكتوريز دي. LED factories. طبعا what I showed you هنا بالنسبة لأي حد who works in the LED technology ده ولا حاجة. ده ممكن يبقى 10 years
basic.
old. They already know يعني فاهمة.
basic.
The LED technology is moving really really fast. Really fast.
That's really interesting. طيب احنا فاضل لنا بالظبط 3 دقايق. ف لو ما فيش حد عنده أسئلة we can wrap up. unless انت كمان يا سلسبيل there's something in particular that you want to add أو تكلمي فيها أكتر before we wrap up.
I think we touched upon like a lot of what goes on behind the scenes and a lot about the work. بالعكس we work a lot.
طب أنا عندي آخر سؤال.
Yes.
ايه النصيحة اللي ممكن تديها لأي حد لسه emerging أو aspiring لسه بيدرس design? Is there something كده in particular that you would advise them based on your experience?
Yes, of course. يعني لو كدراسة design طبعا I have to say you have to start working with your hands عشان ده زي ما قلت لكم بيسهل حاجات كتير وبيسهل أصلا the language you speak مع الصنايعي. At the beginning it was very difficult. They don't hear you unless you start working with your hands. ساعتها بقى they start appreciating إنه okay, you know what you're saying, you know what you're doing. As a designer, you need to acquire this tool just حتى if you're not going to use it ليكي انتي, just to communicate your ideas to the person who will do it for you أو أصلا to work together يعني. فدي زي ما بقولك this is the one thing that يعني I can't stress on how much it's important and طبعا exposure يعني always getting to know who does what and always staying true to yourself and trying to create يعني it's easy to copy work and all that so it's very very easy فالواحد دايما لازم يبقى عنده this discipline انه لا احاول يعني ان انا no I want to produce my own thing. You try to find your own language. This is not easy as well.
صحيح.
يبقى عندك language and يبقى عندك in to translate your ideas to things. It's effort. It's effort you have to invest in yourself, of course, and you have to try a lot to reach that.
Great. Really great. Really great advice.
Thank you.
طيب. We could say our goodbyes بقى دلوقتي.
Thank you, Farah. Thank you so much.
Thank you بجد so much. Thank you for Salsabeel.
Amazing
بجد work.
It felt so good sharing all this with you. It really means a lot to me and if anyone wants to get in touch, just email me and thank you very much for having me.
Perfect. والله our pleasure يعني amazing work. Please continue inspiring us all.
Thank you hopefully.
ماشي يا جماعة. Thank you all for joining. واحنا ان شاء الله we're going live تاني يوم الخميس مع architecture photographer نور بتاعي الساعة 9:30. So stay tuned. أيوة.
He used to teach me in AUC. I love him. Yes.
إيه ده فعلا؟ Okay, amazing.
Amazing. Photography back then. Yes, I love him. So continue your shout out to him. Yes, of course.
Amazing. That's really great to hear. يعني سبحان الله.
Yes, this world is small. This world is very small.
فخليكم بقى معانا بقى stay tuned, stay inspired و stay positive. ويا رب إن شاء الله الأيام دي تعدي على خير. خدوا بالكم من نفسكم. كل سنة وأنتم طيبين. ويلا بقى enjoy your evening.
You too, Farah.
مع السلامة.
Bye.
Bye.